I don't know what I was thinking. It seemed like a ingenious idea. Find one of the clowns, corner it, and find out why they're doing all of this. I would become a media sensation. My findings would have led to blowing the entire clown sensation wide open. All because of my bravery. I would be a hero. At first, my town seemed to be a sacred land that no clown dared touch. It was a God-fearing blue-collar town where everyone knew their neighbors, and the postman could eat for an entire week thanks to the housewives and their generosity. There was one school, a Baptist-run institution, that, surprisingly, focused more on education than religion. Everyone who's ever lived in the town went to that school, just like anyone here who got their first job. It was at the window factory. It was simply how things were. Some call it pirate, we call it home. Sure, there was crime. One time, for example, there was the Dextry's oldest boy lashed out and broke 3 windows at the church. It was all over the news and papers. People would gossip, of course. However, no one chased him for his actions. Instead, everyone was supportive and got him the help that he needed. I'm not trying to brag. This was just a generally pleasant place and nurturing community. When the news broke that a clown was seen sitting on the steps of his school the other night, it sent a ripple throughout the calm town. Everyone had been following the stories, yet no one was concerned with seeing them here. Why should we be? We all knew it was a prank. I'll be a stupid one. That would fade away into obscurity. It was chalked up to the generally boy lashing out again. Until the next sighting. And the next, then the other. And it was 2 clowns together. It wasn't until a dog was found mutilated in the middle of the town center that the population collectively began to panic. Curfews were enforced, shops were closed early, school and church services were reduced to twice a week, and someone had passed through after dusk, they would have found a ghost town. Fear was running the town now. I wanted it to stop. My plan was simple. Every night since the first incident, the clowns had been seen on the school grounds or on the church grounds. All I would need to do is stay out of sight of the sheriff while I waited to see a clown, then simply run up on it and find out what the hell they were doing in town. Easy, right? Darkness had finally fallen the night. I made the decision to act. I had never believed in guns, nor taking a weapon to an unarmed fight, but I have to admit the hysteria was beginning to grate on me at that point. I went out with a wooden elusive slugger and a flashlight. It was slightly after 10 p.m., and most of the residents were already sleeping in hopes of seeing daylight soon. That made it easy for me to avoid the sheriff, as I was able to cut through the backyards and hide in driveways when the patrol cars got too close. This was a small town. On a regular night, I could walk to the school in less than 10 minutes. But law enforcement wasn't taking any chances. It took me almost an hour to reach the school, and when I was upset that to see nothing waiting for me. Nothing. I posted up in a nearby tree that had a clear view of the front building and got comfortable. Something in my gut told me I was going to have a long way ahead of me. I wish I could say that a few hours into my shift, a clown came and I was able to get my answers. I really do. But I fell asleep. I woke up on the lawn under the tree to blinding daylight and a gun in my face. The officer had a stern and was visibly shaken, nice enough to. At the station, he gave me a cup of coffee and a nice selection of pastries and fruits to choose from for breakfast. In other cities, this might be seen as them buttering up a suspect to get them to talk, but not here. It was Southern hospitality at its finest. We talked for a while about everything going on with the clown situation. The conversation wasn't focused on my actions as I expected. The officer was more interested in what my thoughts were on how to deal with this clown situation that was currently paralyzing the town. I think he saw my actions as more brave than incriminating, like I wanted. I could still be a hero. After a couple of hours, we came to an agreement on the situation. The sheriff's office would turn a blind eye to any investigations I wanted to conduct alone, even after hours. However, any criminal activity would be penalized to the fullest extent, especially assault. He made it very clear that no matter who was behind this, I wasn't allowed to touch a single hair on their head. It was a reasonable compromise. That night, I returned to my post. It was a lot easier without having to stay out of sight. A simple nod of acknowledgement was the only exchange I had with the officers patrolling the streets. When I made it to the school, I found no signs of life yet again. I climbed a tree and settled in for a long night. About 2 hours into my wait, I still haven't seen any signs of a clown. My eyes were getting heavier by the minute, so I made the decision to inspect the grounds to see if I could discover anything indicating a clown might be in the area. When I jumped to the ground from the lowest branch, I was greeted by a tall figure wearing a bright, shiny blue bodysuit that was bedazzled with buttons and patterns. I had been lying if I said I didn't fall back against a tree, gasping for air. All the confidence left my body as my eyes met its face. I'd expecting a poor silicone mask, not a white human face with red lips and blue hair staring back at me. The lack of red nose unsettled me as well. This wasn't the clown I was prepared for. I couldn't move, my body shut down on me when I needed it most. The clown didn't move, didn't even blink. It just stared at me deeply with bright green eyes and a smile that was permanently affixed on its face. A standoff. After a few more minutes, the clown reached one of its white gloved hands out to me. I looked to its hand and then back to those oddly bright eyes without budging an inch. Nothing about the clown had changed aside from its arm. The clown still didn't blink, and it still had that fucking smile. It nodded a couple of times towards its hand like it wanted me to grab it. I was confused, but with the hope of humanity being behind the custom, I reached out to take the outstretched hand. Before I was able to follow the locked palms of the clown, I was met with a light shock that radiated up my forearm. I screamed. The clown arched its head back, grabbed its belly, and laughed at me. It sounded like it was a broken squeaky toy lodged in its throat. The electrical jolt might have been enough to re-stabilize my body as I jumped and shoved the clown away from me as hard as I could. It fell back in an exaggerated manner, flailing its large white shoes up and sliding on its rear end across the grass. After a brief pause and a look of disbelief, the clown began to silently cry while rotating its fists under its squinting eyes and stomping its heels into the ground. I was annoyed with the dramatics and started to yell at it. Nothing remotely coherent came from my mouth, just smothered profanities and blame. Once I relieved my pent-up frustrations, the clown stopped pouting and began to squeak its squeaky laugh again. But this time it was accompanied by another noise. A louder noise that wasn't coming from its mouth. The air around me was overtaken by that sound, familiar to a million Cardays taking a deep whisper. I couldn't hear the clown in front of me any longer. Everything was overtaken by whatever was making the background noise. I fell back again, grasping my head in pain in an attempt to cover my ears. Bang! My heart stopped and I looked up to see the clown in front of me. Now a roach was pounding across the grass. My interrogating officer was standing next to me with a shotgun. Run! He yelled at me as he grabbed my arm and yanked me to my feet. The surrounding area was full of clowns of all shapes and sizes, walking towards us with their mouths wide open, slightly facing the ground. We barely made it to the station, circumcising all the clowns that took over the streets. It had been 38 days since that incident. We've been barricaded in the station, taking rotating shifts in the camera room. The clowns, they've taken on our everyday lives. We watch them go shopping, walk dogs, go to school, go to work. It's like they're trying to replace us. Only one particular thing they do is surround the station at night and laugh in amusement. At night, until the sun rises, then they continue like nothing happened. We've got a full utility access here and have been keeping up with the news. We know it's spreading. I fear that my actions might have caused them to resent humans. I wanted to be the hero, but I can't find a way to stop this. Greenville is gone. Don't let the media fool you. Stay away from here. More importantly, do not go near clowns.
I lost my dolly. Will you help me find her?
everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Clowns, huh? I actually really enjoyed doing this story. I think I might do another one on clowns for sure. It was a lot of fun to do. It was definitely fun to read, especially since I don't really have any aversion to clowns. So I guess stay safe, stay away from things that are trying to hurt you, and stay savvy.